Kishane Thompson and team late, and they make it safe.
Had to blow a bit of rust off, but to see a 9-9, does that make you happy?
Honestly, it's not a bad feeling.
How's the health been? Has training been consistent recently?
Yeah, training has been consistent. The health has been good. I mean, I can't say I'm feeling the best. You know, it's we're athletes. We put our bodies under immense pressure. 2 seasons. This time I was injured. I wasn't in race running form, as in health.
History wasn't just made at the Jamaican National Championships. It was rewritten. For over 7 years, the world has waited for someone, anyone, to even come close to the kind of speed Usain Bolt unleashed on the planet. And suddenly, from the smoke and the pressure, Kishane Thompson delivered a blistering 9.75 seconds in the men's 100 meters. That's not just fast. It's the fastest time run legally since Bolt retired. The moment it happened, every eye in the stadium was glued to the clock. Fans didn't scream, they froze. No one was expecting that kind of destruction, not even in a championship final. And yet, there it was, a number that didn't seem possible anymore, popping up under clear skies with no wind assistance. What makes this even crazier is that Thompson wasn't just trying to win. He was trying to send a message. A message that echoed through every lane of the track and every corner of the internet. The era of Kishane Thompson has begun. But behind that result was chaos, injury scares, and a field stacked with talent. And what unfolded next wasn't just a race. It was a drama, a warning, and perhaps a prophecy of what's to come on the world stage.
It all started like any other final, but there was a strange tension in the air, a kind of electric silence that hinted at something special coming. As the sprinters lined up, there was confidence on Kishane Thompson's face that stood out from the rest. The gun fired, and from the very first step, it was like he exploded out of another dimension. There was no hesitation, no settling in. It was full throttle from start to finish. Within 30 meters, he was already a body length ahead. By 60 meters, it was game over. The rest of the field wasn't catching him. They were simply surviving. And as Thompson barreled through the final meters, the crowd didn't even cheer. They stared at the clock. Because this wasn't about winning, it was about how fast he could go. And when it stopped at 9.75, there was a moment where time seemed to freeze. Coaches, athletes, fans, no one said a word for a split second. That number hadn't appeared legally on a clock since Usain Bolt last torched the earth. But this wasn't Bolt. This was someone new. Someone who had been lurking in the shadows, training, waiting, and now finally unleashed. And while he made it look easy, the chaos surrounding this race was anything but. Right before the gun went off, something happened that nearly derailed everything. Oblique Seville, one of Jamaica's top sprinters and a strong favorite to make the World Championship team, stepped up to the line and then stepped away. Pain. Visible, brutal, and immediate. He raised his hand in distress, halting the entire race as the stadium collectively held its breath. The moment was heartbreaking. You could see the anguish on Seville's face, the internal war between pushing through or giving up. This was his last chance to make the team, and now, right before liftoff, his body was betraying him. Trainers rushed in. He stretched. He limped. He even jogged around, trying to shake off the discomfort. And then, unbelievably, he left the track, got a massage right there, and came back. Like something out of a movie, he returned to the starting line, hurt but unwilling to back down. The entire race was delayed. People in the crowd went to get water and came back. The tension built like a boiling pot, with the lid barely hanging on. And just when everyone thought he might scratch, Seville got into position. He wasn't 100%, everyone knew it, but he was going to race anyway. And what happened next? no one could have predicted. With that 9.75, Kishane Thompson didn't just win a race, he claimed a throne. This was the fastest time run in Jamaica's national stadium since Bolt's iconic 9.76, and Thompson just shattered that by 1/100th of a second. On paper, it's a minor margin. In the world of sprinting, it's a chasm. The moment the official wind reading came back legal, it confirmed what everyone was thinking. This was no fluke. No tailwind, no false reading, no lucky day. This was pure, devastating world-class speed. And suddenly, Thompson's name shot to the top of every analyst's list. This wasn't a breakout, it was a breakthrough. For years, the world has been waiting, hoping, for someone to rise from the ashes of Bolt's retirement and carry the torch of Jamaican sprinting greatness. There were pretenders, there were moments, but there was never this. Thompson walked off the track like a man who knew exactly what he had done. He didn't need to beat his chest or celebrate wildly. The clock did all the talking. And just like that, the balance of power in global sprinting shifted. Every elite sprinter on Earth now had a problem on their hands. Because Kishane Thompson had just moved the finish line further than anyone expected, and the game was no longer the same. Let's put this in perspective. Since Usain Bolt retired, nobody had run a legal sub 976 until Kishane Thompson. The names that once haunted the record books, Tyson Gay, Johan Blake, Asafa Powell, are now joined by a new one. Thompson didn't just post an impressive time, he entered sacred territory, the kind of speed that only a handful of humans have ever touched. And suddenly, questions began to swirl. Was this a one-time thing? Or is this just a beginning? Because once you go 975, there's no going back. You don't get to hide in the shadows anymore. Every heat, every final, every meet, he'll be the one with the target on his back. But if the numbers hold, if this wasn't a fluke, then the world better buckle up, because 975 is now the new standard. The gold medal at the World Championships may no longer be won with a 980 or a 979. The bar has been raised. The clock doesn't lie, but history has a way of testing even the boldest breakthroughs. And now, every contender on Earth is racing not just for medals, but for a number that most can't even imagine hitting. This wasn't just a race, it was a coronation. A shift in the balance of speed on Earth. Because Kishane Thompson didn't just win, he redefined what winning means. The 975 wasn't a ceiling, it was a starting point. A shot fired across the globe that said, "Catch me if you can." From this moment forward, every elite sprinter on Earth is on notice. Train harder, start faster, dig deeper, or get left behind, because the bar has been lifted and the throne has a new occupant. And if you didn't watch it live, my heart goes out to you, because this was one of those moments. Rare, electric, timeless, the kind that splits history into before and after. And if this really is the beginning of the Kishane Thompson era, then sprinting as we knew it is officially over.